In early September 2016, I began to have very serious and strong pain in my lower abdomen. I went to the doctor and discovered that I had kidney stones. Not only was I not getting enough water, but my diet was not great, which had not only caused the kidney stones, but it contributed to me gaining a significant amount of weight. At the time of that first doctor's visit, I weighed 315 pounds. Now, about a decade prior to that, I had been down to 250 pounds after being up around 300 previously. I had managed to do that the first time by really upping my activity and working out on a regular basis, really doing a couple different sports that I really enjoyed. So that seemed to really work for me. And when my doctor said, in addition to the kidney stones, you really need to lose weight, I was already thinking about it and was already ready to do so. So I jumped in with both feet. I began to track my calories using MyFitnessPal. I began to really up my activity dramatically, and it worked. And eventually, when I went back to my doctor, he said, "What is your goal weight?" And I thought about it because, to be honest, I hadn't prior to that. Really, for me, what I wanted to do was just be healthy, to reach whatever the number was, a place where I felt healthy. So when he said that and he was like, "Okay, I want a number," I thought about it and I said, well, it's probably been since high school since I saw a 1XX on the scale, maybe even before that. I'm 6'2". I'm just generally a big guy. So being under 200 pounds was something I hadn't done in I don't know how long. So I just arbitrarily set that as my target. And what that helped me realize is that there are a myriad of different ways that you can lose weight, both healthy and unhealthy. And in fact, after losing 100 pounds in the course of a year, I had run into people who I hadn't seen in the course of that time who didn't mention it. They didn't say anything about the weight that I had lost, which seemed odd to me at first, but then I recognized two most common ways would be something like cancer, being ill, being very sick, or something like heavy drug use. So it's understandable then why people didn't say anything to me about all the weight that I had taken off. After about a year and a half, I began to sort of fall off the weight loss wagon. I had really gamified things by using MyFitnessPal. And so my streak of logging in for all these days basically disappeared. When that happened, I just slowly fell off of using it. My watch, I wouldn't wear every day. I wear a fitness watch. So I stopped wearing that. And it led to me slowly putting on weight. In addition to that, I went through quite a lot of stuff personally. I realized, thanks to the Me Too movement, the things that I vividly remembered that happened to me as a teenager were very serious physical and sexual abuse. And along with some questions, just midlife crisis kind of stuff of like, what am I doing? What have I achieved? What do I want to do with the rest of my life? Everything really took a pretty big turn and twist. So I ended up getting a divorce. I ended up taking a stopgap job, meaning my photography kind of got put to the side, which is my career and something that I love to do and always have. I found someone and started a long-term relationship and got married to my wife, who has been more supportive than anyone I've ever met in my entire life, and I love her dearly for that. I began to go to therapy to work on both the stuff around the abuse and other issues. And I was diagnosed with ADHD because the past times when I lost weight, I did so partly and to a large part by upping my activity what I learned is that I need to really focus more on calories, because the last time I suffered an injury that had me not playing soccer for about 3 years. So, and of course, we all went through the pandemic, and I don't want to say naturally, but as a result of that, I had put on a lot of the weight that I had lost. Now, I just weighed myself today and I'm 294 pounds, and that is not where I want to be. So I've created this new channel here on YouTube so that I can track my progress as I get healthy. I don't want to say once again, because again, I think there were a lot of things I was doing that weren't healthy before. And I'm at a place in my life, I'm 46 years old. I have a better outlook on things, again, mentally, and where I have a better understanding of what health means. Injuries happen, and that might limit my ability to do the physical activities that I had been doing. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you've watched this far, and I hope you will continue to watch. I'm really making this for myself as a way to document what's happened and what's going to happen at this point. But if you want to follow along, I'm really grateful that you're here. I really do appreciate it. Down below, if you hit that subscribe button, and if you like this video, then you will be notified of future updates. And hopefully over the course of, well, I don't know when I'll stop doing this, but over the course of time, you will get to see the progress I've made, and maybe it will help you if you're also trying. One thing I can promise you is that I am not going to expose myself with half-naked videos of me standing on a scale. I probably will show you the scale from time to time, just so you can see that I'm being honest about the weight, and also so I can keep track of it. But at the end of the day, this is really about health, and I think not just physical health, but mental health is important. And part of mental health is setting good boundaries. And thank you again so much for watching. And like I said, if you would like to, please subscribe and like this video if you've enjoyed listening to what I've been talking about so far. And I hope to see you the next time. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.